lost my frame of mind. My heart is stuck in a loop of your rhythm and right. I tried to replace you with something new, whilst my body drives heartbreak along the ground, dancing about the idea of you, whilst you decide if I belong to lost and found. You know I'm dying to reach out to you. I'm trying but you can't see, 'cause say my calls never come through. Why can't you just hear me? I'm crying 'cause I can't feel you. My heart's sinking to my feet. I'm lying 'cause I can't touch you. Why can't you just hear me? It seems to have impact on me. I feel pain every time you cry. You say you'll be back before I know it. What you always lie. I try to get on with somebody that's not you, whilst I hide the pain that sits before my eyes, dreaming about the idea of you, whilst you decide if I fall or if I fly. You know I'm dying to reach out to you. I'm trying but you can't see, 'cause say my calls never come through. Why can't you just hear me? I'm crying 'cause I can't feel you. My heart's sinking to my feet. I'm lying 'cause I can't touch you. Why can't you just hear me? You know I'm dying to reach out to you. I'm trying but you can't see, 'cause say my calls never come through. Why can't you just hear me? I'm crying 'cause I can't feel you. My heart's sinking to my feet. I'm lying 'cause I can't touch you. Why can't you just hear me?
Yo, some volatile dude, how you doing? Good to be back. Hope you're doing well. How's your weekend? We are recording, so unfortunately I won't be able to play William Eyelash, but I will be sending you some songs in the DMs. What's up, Henry? True. Good morning. How you doing, Necroplex? Welcome everybody to Monday. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend, doing well. Let's get right into it. A couple of disclaimers before we start off. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a trader trading my own shit. For all the tools I'll be using on stream, they can be found on the bapigindicator.com website. These guys make the best mathematics-based indicators on TradingView. Do check them out. They have a bunch of free stuff available, and there's a referral link in the description of the stream as well. Come follow us in Discord, come hang out, ask questions, learn new concepts, and get away from that nonsense TA, all those triangles and RSI readings. Very, very valuable resource, especially as people are doing their best to spot occurrences and post charts in there as well. I do have a Twitter available. I do my best to spot occurrences outside of the stream and post about them there, and generally just shit post. So come follow me there as well. All right. Now we do have something big, something I'm a little bit worried about, but nevertheless, we are gonna have to do it anyway. All right, here we go. Welcome everybody to the stream. This is me. Hope you guys are doing well. So we changed the format of the stream just a little bit. Hopefully you guys will be able to now see me and interact a little bit better. All right, let's get into the charts. Let's start off with the indices as we usually do. How did the world do over the weekend? What the fuck, last way? Yes, I know, it's unfair. All right. Let's take a look at Australia. Entropy still moving down, still a favorable environment for the Delta players. Volatility at 69. Nice. QCV occurrence seems to be coming to an end. Autocorrelation present on the VRT. Let's take a look. Still a random walk. What the fuck? Matt, come over. Come over right now, Henry. No, don't. Actually, don't. All right, anything crazy on the weekly? Still below the due. The big changes in price are still expected to the downside. Mom still negative. We do have actually a pretty cool update to the SSR. Makes it a lot easier to see when the big moves are happening, when it's above the midline, and when moves are unlikely to persist, when it's outside of the bands, and vice versa to the downside. Very cool update published by Bali over the weekend. These guys do not stop updating stuff, so hopefully we'll be able to spot some occurrences on that as well. Currently the SSR in Australia is still picking up, so we'll see if we can settle up above the due and hopefully start expecting the big moves to come to the upside. Let's take a look at Germany 30 taking a dip down. This environment has now become more favorable for the Delta traders. I do have the 95 filter on my entropy, and it is looking for significant changes in price. Paired with the QCV, as well as some possible autocorrelation on the DWT and the VRT, it looks like we are in a trending move. The big changes in price are expected to the downside. Not a good look for Germany. How's Russia doing? Russia had extremely high volatility. I believe we were speaking about this last week that, hey, unlikely to continue get volatility expansions as HVP was literally printing hundreds. Currently at 98, still very high. On the weekly, though, it looks to be still rising at 43, and the QCV's turned up as well. Still favorable environment for Delta, not in a random walk on a weekly. Wow. That's actually pretty significant. This market is inefficient, and this inefficiency is likely to get traded away. I believe from a probability perspective, too, it got pretty crazy. Down 20% for Russia. Let's go back 16 bars. Why am I forecasting that far out? On the weekly, you did get below the 5% probability cone. You had a 90% chance of staying within the cone. Looks like it is being respected currently. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily outside of the 1%. Crazy. Crazy stuff for Russia. Let's take a look at Moscow. Very similar, still below the due. Entropy is moving back up, suggesting this is not a favorable environment for Delta players anymore. Paired with volatility and extreme improbability, you're extremely unlikely to continue heading down in a similar fashion. Probably time to, if you were directional in this market or trading this market, probably either a decent bet would be on lower volatility over the next 30-60 days, or to not be short anymore at such crazy levels. So welcome, Solfis. Welcome. All right, let's how much more time do we have? Oh shit, we have 3 minutes before the open. Okay, let's go through these pretty quickly. Entropy moving back up on the UK. Nothing too extreme here. HVP at 22, decently low. HVZ looks like it's moving up. Big changes in price are expected to the upside still. China has been taking a beating. We have been expecting volatility in this market since, I think, November. No, later than November. December, January, HVP was pretty extreme. Looks like we started to get that volatility rise, and now HVP at 23. I think that generally persists with Hearst now being in trend as well. Not much in the way of autocorrelation. Entropy took a bit of a step down, but nothing too significant. The big changes in price are still expected to the downside for China as well. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, weekly at 34. Nothing too statistically extreme here. Nothing to kind of make bets on. You're not anywhere crazy on the probabilities. You're not anywhere crazy on volatility. So generally, I would probably be willing to say that as long as price remains below the due, likely more downside, but nothing too statistically significant to actually place a bet on. So as someone who's just clicked here, what am I looking at, and where did you learn this lol or FAQ I can read? Okay, good question. Let's maybe do a quick little rundown. Give me 1 second. All right. Vlad is in the most Russian-looking house I've ever seen. Yeah, I am. It's actually being renovated. We just bought the house, so it is going through a process. Let me not dox myself here. Okay, so for the new people, a great place, of course, is our Discord, because we do have a lot of info posted there for the newer people as well. It's it's a safe space to ask questions on stuff that you may be unfamiliar with. He got on that. Jesus fucking Christ. Soul Fister, what are you doing? Oh my god. Kareem, we will definitely take a look at ADA today. Absolutely. And that's the market open. All right, let's continue on through the markets while Soul Fister has an ad. HSI above the due, nothing too crazy here. HVP at 63, not a favorable environment for Delta traders. SSR above the midline, suggesting big moves. Not outside of the band though, so this move can still persist. All right, Soul Fister, we will go over it. I just want to cover the general market. The market did just open, so we'll cover the indices and then we'll go over some resources that you can use. All right, Japan, entropy still moving down. HVP at 38, nothing too crazy. You did get a nice play off of the cone last week. Currently, entropy still moving down, and the big changes in price are still expected to the downside. All right, let's take a look at Nikkei. Below the due, entropy is not doing much. Moving back up, HVP at 92. So even if you do expand on HVP, the max it can go to is 100. So unlikely to get a big volatility expansion here. Can persist for an undefined period of time, but nevertheless, not a decent bet if you're going to bet on expanding volatility. Probably a better call here would be to wait for volatility to start declining, and then bet on volatility going lower. Sorry, let me change the song quickly. All right, let's take a look at Dow Jones. How did we open today? A pretty non-significant open. However, we are still below the due, so the big changes in price are still expected to the downside. HVZ very low, has been dragging here for quite a while, so likely we do see a spike in volatility over this week, next week. Really can stay for an undefined period of time like this, but it has been 16 days, so we are closer to a spike in volatility than not. Anything else that's crazy? No, open within the first expected move. This is actually pretty significant. There's some sort of inefficiency in the market. VRT suggesting this is not a random walk, so we are likely to trade that away at some point soon. This is unlikely to persist for very long. Let's take a look at the weekly. What can we expect to see this week for the US markets? I'm going to stick with my call that we are likely in a rising volatility environment, and this will likely persist for a longer period of time, probably all the way throughout 2022, maybe some of 2023. We didn't get across last week on the QCV. Price settled actually right on the due, so we will see if it trades below this week or not. Still not a favorable environment for Delta traders on the Dow Jones. BTC 43K, let's go. Blabbernab, welcome. S&P 500. So with the S&Ps and the Nasdaqs, we are still below the due. So we are still expecting the big changes in price to come to the downside as well. Anything in terms of trend? No, not quite yet on the S&P 500. Let me take a look at the... No, let's just finish off with this. Okay, what can we expect for the S&P 500? A 70% chance we close this week between 45.85 and 44.18. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. So NASDAQ did get a cross on the QCV last week. That is pretty damn significant. Still, volatility is picking up, and the big changes in price are expected to the downside. Not a good look. Looks like VRT is suggesting some possible positive autocorrelation as well. I know everybody got super excited with you know, the green candles last week. I sure hope we do see further upside, because it would just be way easier to trade. You literally just buy stuff and then go to the beach. but we are not out of the woods yet, I don't think. We got some crazy probabilities, made some nice plays over there, but still not out of the woods. On the daily as well, entropy moving down, price below the due, HVP at 76, so you do still have some room. Look for the HVZ to touch the bottom band or come near to it. It's actually getting pretty close now, and spike off of it to try and time the next move better. I do think that as long as price remains below the due, it'll likely come to the downside. And let's take a look at the VIX as well. So I think with the VIX, the weekly was pretty significant, entropy moving down, plenty of room on HVP to expand, and MOM is positive on that as well. Not much in the way of autocorrelation. I don't think we see autocorrelation very often on the VIX. Yeah, during crazy moves. I mean, this was the Rona dump. We got some on the VRT here. Yeah, not much in the way of autocorrelation yet on the VIX. Although the new SSR is above the mid-band on the VIX, and the MA on that is blue. So if we do see a move in the volatility, it likely will be a pretty decent one on the VIX. This stream sucks. Yes, like a Dyson, my friend. Like a Dyson. How are you doing? Are you back to your TA's whack account? What's going on? What's going on? Where is the real Smints? All right, who is over here? Soul Fister. For the new people, a great resource is, of course, our Discord link, for which can be found in the description of the stream. They do have a lot of information there. The other part is the description of the tools themselves. But if you are more inclined to watch something in video form to learn some of the concepts, a great playlist is on tastytrade.com. You go to the on-demand section, and then you go to the Skinny on Options Math playlist. A fantastic little playlist, goes over a lot of the underlying underlying concepts that we use for the tools themselves, and generally how options are priced, good assumptions that you can have on the markets. Not everything that they say is going to be necessarily correct, but a fantastic resource to get you started off. All right, let's get back to it. One account on phone and one on laptop. Powerful dual watcher. All right, let's get into Bitcoins. Bitcoin touched 43K. The due is at, where is it at? 46,238. Currently, the first expected moves for this week are between 47,472 and 38,985. We have a 70% chance of closing the week somewhere between there. If things get really crazy, we can see 28,994 or 61,526. Not that we can see you again. Is that okay? You tell me, my friend. Is that okay? No, you're the one that's gonna have to be doing the seeing. I'm not expecting that. We have a 99% chance of closing within that range. It's just giving you some odds, but that is within the range of probabilities. On the weekly, anything crazy? Hearst is still in significant trend. VRT suggesting possible positive autocorrelation. HVP at 50 could go either way, but the way that HVZ is sitting, likely up. Maybe not this week, but in a couple of weeks, we'll keep an eye on it. I think for this week, we have to keep an eye on the due. Where we will close the week will be pretty damn important. When Mike licks. Soon, my friend. Soon. when trading doesn't work out, we will move over to the Mike licks. All right. On the daily, volatility still extremely low at 7.4. Looks like it started to pick up though. HVZ on its way up. QCV looks like it's about to cross up. Price is above the due, so the big changes are expected to the upside. However, some significant things did happen. First of all, entropy is now suggesting not a favorable environment for delta traders, and Hearst has gone into mean reversion. For the Hearst, I do have a longer sampling period at 365. So so it is attempting to measure market memory over a very long period of time, over the course of a year. But in that, it is currently in mean reversion. So what we should assume is that positive returns are likely to be followed by negative returns, and that we will see lower volatility as long as this persists. Also, this gives us a chance to keep an eye on the next trend that starts. We didn't spend very long last time we went into mean reversion off of the big ups move to the all-time high. It went into mean reversion for maybe a week, and then we began the new big downtrend. Did you learn this all online as well? Yes, all from the amazing BA Pig team, of course, Bali as well, Ang Pao Pao and Big Marky. Yes, those guys introduced me to to the only way of trading, which is actually looking for some sort of statistical extreme and betting on it not persisting. But yeah, these guys use mathematics instead of just drawing lines everywhere and, you know, like taking RSI readings. and yeah, they turned me on to it. But the great part is that the math is the same everywhere. You can learn the concepts all for free online without having to pay somebody for courses. And yeah, it's all out there. You just have to spend the time. All right. HVP at 7.4, pretty damn low. I think over the next 30, 60, 120 days, we will see volatility expand. As long as price remains above the due, we should look for the big moves to come to the upside, but I don't think this is a favorable environment for delta traders, as is denoted by entropy and Hearst as well. What kind of gel do you use for your hair? You look smart, bro. Don't go there, man. I know exactly what you're gonna say. No, all right. Mean of returns has gone positive. Nice. Mom is positive, so we should expect big changes in price to come to the upside on the daily. But again, I will say that better to bet on volatility than direction at this point in time, I think, especially because we're not all clear from the weekly perspective, with Hearst being in trend, with HVP being at 50, and with still being below the due. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum as well. That took a little step up. My personal position is a strudel, a nice little straddle. I think I actually posted about it on Twitter as well. I bought the Ethereum 2500 calls and 2500 puts. When did I buy those? Maybe somewhere over here. I'll have to double check. I want to be specific, but the trade is timestamped on Twitter, so if you guys do want to check it out, you're more than welcome to take a look. Unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum is still in trend on the Hearst. Not a random walk according to VRT. There is some sort of inefficiency here that's likely to get traded away. Not a favorable environment for delta traders, but the big changes in price are expected to come to the upside, and likely a spike of volatility at some point this week as the HVZ is getting pretty damn low. God, bitch, shut there. Hey, man. All right, let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, very similar with price still being below the due, so the big changes are still expected to the downside. All right, how did we open? Yeah, a little bit of a red open, not too much for a Monday morning. Usually we see a pretty volatile Monday morning, but I guess not this week. Anything else we want to take a look at? Somebody wanted to take a look at ADA. Let's take a look at rates quickly. Rates took a decent step up, and I actually started measuring the HVP in the rates. Unfortunately, TradingView doesn't provide us with very good data, but we will make use of what we have. HVP on the, I believe this is the 20s. Yes, on the 20s at 33.7. So nothing too extreme there. And I'm also measuring the the 30 yields by divided by the 5 yields. So when CNBC starts yelling that there is a yield curve inversion, this will be at 0. Over a period of time, we do see that this has been going lower, even though rates have gone higher. Not very nice, not very nice at all. Of course, the lower this goes, the more likely that the Peter Schiffs of the world, as well as the CNBCs and all the boomers, will start yelling recession. So won't be a very good look. This just suggests that there is some sort of hedging going on in the one of the biggest markets in the world. All right. You could do marks later too, actually better for something like QVZ, because rates are supposed to be mean reverting. Okay, interesting. Interesting. We will put the marks later on there. ECB not changing rates. Make an announcement that we're doing nothing. Powerful. I haven't studied the ECB system as much as I studied the Federal Reserve in the United States, but my assumption would be that they're not actually in control rates. At least that's how it is for the US stuff. They have very little to do with the actual rates, like with the actual change. They do more narrative than they do rates. Let's put it that way. All right. We'll test out the QCV on it as well later on. The problem with the rates is that we don't have that much data on TradingView. I don't know what's wrong with this, but well, I guess the markets later would still work. We have 434 bars of data. And I know, of course, rates have been around for longer than that. Sorry, QZ score, gotcha. Oh, I didn't know. Yes. Sorry, I didn't watch a 7-minute video and then scream that inflation is going through the room. Okay. Okay, what do we want to look at? Let's start off with ADA. Let's also take a look at Tesla and Amazon as well. Can you buy rates on Binance? On Binance? No, I don't think you can. All right, Cardano. Nice. HEP is decently high, but still moving up at 65. Looks like HVZ is going to spike at some point this week or maybe next week. Pretty damn low. Pretty damn low. I'll put it that way. Hearst is in mean reversion. This is for a 365-day sampling period. But you do have some autocorrelation present on the SSR, bouncing off the bottom band there. Or excuse me, the mid band. MA positive, and on the VRT and DWT possible positive autocorrelation as well, with entropy moving down, suggesting this is a preferable environment for delta traders. Nice. Could get some ups as long as this persists. Some things that I would be cautious of is the fact that Hearst is in mean reversion over a longer period of time, but you could use entropy to manage this trade as well as the do, and of course mom as well. Nice. If you are looking for some sort of extreme, look to the new SSR as well. That can be powerful to let you know that, hey, this move is unlikely to persist when it is outside of the top band. But yeah, this looks like a pretty decent setup actually. Nice. Let's take a look at the shorter stuff. 1 hour, nothing too significant. QCV's pointed up, has been for quite a while since this move started. HEP looks pretty low at 19, looks to be going lower as well, and not a favorable environment for delta traders, as entropy is still pretty damn high on the 1 hour. I have a juicy ADA position open. Nice. Unk sold 30 deltas. Swags. Jesus fucking Christ. On the 4 hour, likely you see a spike in volatility actually on the 4 hour. HEZ is pretty low. That's pretty extreme. Can hang around here for quite a while, but with HEP being at 9, QCV turned up, and Hearst suggesting trend, probably see some volatility come in within the course of the week, I would assume. 52 positions in the green on Delta. Jesus Christ. Just got on. How are my Facebook calls doing? Let's do some trats. Let's take a look at Tesla, Amazon, and then we'll do Facebook. By the way, DS Flack. Tasty Trade has some great videos going over what is better, buying calls or shorting puts in a down market. I would highly recommend you take a look, because they did a pretty decent study suggesting that it's actually better to short puts than it is to buy calls, because especially when the IVR side, a premium is going to be expensive anyway, so it might not be so efficient to just buy calls betting on price going up. Maybe I'll post that in Discord, or somebody must have posted that already. All right, Tesla on the daily. Yeah, nothing really too extreme here. The only thing is HVZ going lower. Likely we see a spike over this week, maybe next week as well. Let's see how it closes. Currently within the first expected move, so nothing too crazy. This did just have earnings. When was this? A couple of weeks ago. Currently, the mean for the returns is still negative, but if we can close above the due today, we'll start expecting the big changes in price to come to the upside. Study was for 30 stock versus 30 delta puts on SPY dip buying. Yeah, I usually prefer to sell options anyway, because the odds of movement are always in your favor over being long, where you have to have movement in your favor. Yeah, exactly. You have to get the timing. I mean, the correct, well, not maybe the correct, the way that I look at it is there is the right time to buy premium and the right time to sell premium. Like the most optimal strategy probably depends on the situation that you're in. It's not like you can just do the same thing over and over again and then expect to be capital efficient. Hearst is in trend, by the way. Nice. Let's take a look at the weekly. All right, weekly still below the due. We could see $1,000 Tesla this week, though. That is within the 70% chance. By a similar token, 869 within the first expected move as well for this week. All right, let's take a look at Amazon. Yeah, pretty damn high on volatility at 96. That is extreme. Maybe we can look for it to start calling and then look to sell some options on it. Nice move outside of the bottom SSR band, suggesting that sell similarity is actually extremely low and was likely to pick up. HVZ gave you a nice spike. QCV suggesting this down move in Amazon is currently over. Time to look for something new. I don't think this is a what would you say? I don't think this is preferable to Delta at all. I think we could spend some time doing bullshit, especially if volatility starts to go down. We'll probably work out on some sort of a range, even though that's like a TA term, but it's not trending. We don't have anything in entropy. We don't have anything on the VRT, TWT, or the Hearst. So this is unlikely to be trending. As long as it's above the due, likely the big changes in price do come to the upside, but can get pretty hectic if you are betting on Delta here. Always sell, get one occurrence that occurs 0.3% of the time, and wipe all your gains away from the 99.7 of other times. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's take a look at Facebook. So Facebook was way out there on both volatility and the probability. I believe this was because on an earnings miss. I guess they say that. I don't even know. I think you should have been expecting volatility in Facebook since September 2021. This was the big start when HEP was at an extreme low. And ever since then, we saw a major rise in volatility. So they can't say it's because of earnings, but really, we've had another earnings here before that, and we should have been expecting volatility all the way through. Looks like this is the extreme of that. You are now at an extreme probability. Betting short here. Let's actually get the right one. Let's go for like a 0.1 maybe. Yeah, if you are betting short here, you're betting on getting 10 heads in a row. Very, very unlikely. It can happen, but not very likely at all. Entropy is moving down for what it's worth, and you don't have room on volatility as well, as that's currently at 99. I think this is a pretty damn good candidate for selling puts on, actually, and you might look a little silly for a couple of days, but I do think over a long period of time, it's more likely than not that we return to some sort of more normal probability. Price is random, I understand that. Black swan events do happen, I understand that too. That is the risk of trading in the market, but as far as probabilities go, this is pretty damn extreme. And the HVP is pretty damn extreme as well. I always sell defined risks so I don't get wiped out. No upside is worth unlimited risk, in my opinion. Yeah, man, if that works for you, then go for it. On cryptos, I sell undefined risks sometimes. On Deribit, for example, but to each their own. Tasty Trade has a lot of good resources for options plays too. Do check them out. All right, somebody wanted to look at something else. No, let's go over some possible setups for this week. Actually, for today, even. I took a look over some of the crypto market on a shorter time frame. Some of the stuff may have moved already, so do keep that in mind. But I do think that these are likely to move just based on the HVP. I have not taken any of these positions on. This is just on the watch list currently. Maps perp on FTX has extremely low volatility on the hourly, HVP at 0. I wouldn't take a position right here, right now. Maybe wait for the HVP to rise. We will go over that together. Missed this one. Anonymous, thank you for the tier 1 sub to the Real Smiths. Thank you, thank you. Blockchain stocks look pumpy except for ICO, of course. Of course. The Real Smiths when mod. Yes, we can make you mod. We can make you a mod. Baba, looks like we missed. I was sniping this one out. This one had nice setup with QCV turnout, with the HEV being extremely low, but it's now at a pretty damn crazy probability, so no way in hell I'm taking the long right here, right now. You can. You're welcome to. Might beat the odds of 6.64 heads in a row. All right, let's take a look at CRV. All right, CRV is likely to move soon. This is actually a decent one. QCV turned up first in trend, VRT, some sort of autocorrelation present. The big changes in price expected to the upside. Nice. Let's put this on. All right, did I add those? Yes. Anons love Anons. Yes, exactly. All right. Can we make you mod? Let's see. Where is the? Was it from Henry the Hawk? Yeah. Here, let me make you mod. All right, you should be mod. Welcome. Welcome to the big leagues. All right, we'll keep an eye on this. It looks like HVP has started to expand. QCV turned up. Nice for a volatility play. And if I were to bet on direction, probably up. We will go through the list and then we'll try to pick the best available trade from there and maybe actually place the trade today. All right, KNC. Why did I look at this one? Not much on this. Volatility is low, likely to spike over time, but nothing too clear on direction. Nothing is in trend. Entropy is not favorable here. We'll leave this one out of here. Prime King mod, yeah. Alright, TRX. TRX had extremely low volatility as well. First is in trend. Entropy not too favorable here, although SSR is breaking above. Alright, we'll keep this one on as well. Not too nice from probabilities. By the way, if there's anything you guys want me to take a look at, feel free to shout it out and I would be happy to take a look at it. Damn. Well, looks like volatility, Monday volatility has started. Amazon and Tesla, Unk Pow Pow. You're gonna get stream avoiding race again. We just looked at them. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm stretching you, motherfucker. I got big longs on Phil, Neo, and Den. Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's go through this stuff and then we'll take a look. HVP at 5, decently low, not too favorable on anything else though. Yeah, no. Dude, Badger on here. Damn, decent FTT. SSR is getting pretty close though. Real Smints, you never mind. Can I check Hex? Yes. Okay, let's go through the list. Let's go Phil, Neo, and Dent. Are you trading on Binance? Who was this? By Henry? Yeah. Were you trading Binance, Henry? On a shorter time frame for Phil, entropy still moving down, nice. QCV still moving up, nice. HVP nothing too extreme at 30. Some possible positive autocorrelation present, but I would rely on the SSR here. If this goes outside the band though, this move will be unlikely to persist. Where's the dog? The dog is downstairs. Maybe maybe the dog will make an appearance. Yeah, nice play, Henry. As long as above the due, likely more upside, but be careful with the VRT here, suggesting the price is not a random walk. That inefficiency is likely to get traded away at some point. SSR above the mid band, moving up, got some room. This could be a decently massive move here. Fuck. All right, let's take a look at who's the other one. Neo and Den. Powerful China coin. Yeah, VRT suggesting not a random walk. Entropy moving back up. This is on the daily. Big changes in price are expected to the upside. Nothing too extreme on the HEP. It is currently at 19. Nothing too crazy on the probability either. You're not even on the 5% cone quite yet. Let's take a look at the shorter stuff. Yeah, nothing to really make bets on here. Chinese Ethereum, yeah. Remember when this was supposed to kill Ethereum? Like back in 2017. Powerful stuff. Alright, let's take a look at Den. All right, nothing too crazy on the hourly. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, VRT suggesting not a random walk. Hearst is still in trend. Big changes in price are still expected to the upside. Mom is positive. We should be expecting the big moves to come to the upside. You got plenty of room for volatility. SSR now moving up as well. Nice. Nothing too crazy to bet on though in terms of statistical extremes. Just overall, long as these conditions persist, I think decent. All right. Who had the other one? Hex. Let's take a look at Hex for our new mod, the Real Smiths. How are the Dicky Heart Pumpamentals? Oh, nice. Shit. Alright, this thing's gonna move. Next 30, 60, 120 days, Hex is gonna move. I wouldn't care to call a direction quite yet. We do actually have to see the volatility start rising, and then maybe that puts a little bit more in our bucket in terms of direction. As long as it's above the due, I would expect the big moves to come to the upside. But the strongest opinion I have is this thing is likely to move. That is pretty significant. HEP being at 0.27. Who wants ban our timeout? Link, AVAX, XRP, BNB, Sol, and Matic. I think you just listed off like literally half of my list that we're supposed to look at. Maybe not actually. No, you didn't. Wow. Okay, let's go through them. SSR above the mid-band, likely pretty big move as long as that does persist. The big changes in price are expected to the upside. Got plenty of room on volatility. Not a random walk here. And close to the first expected move. Let's see on the hourly. On the hourly, HEP is rising, currently at 26. QCV turned up, and the big changes price are still expected to the upside. Nice. As long as those conditions do persist, probably more upside, but also probably just more volatility on the lower time frames. After Twitch let me change my username, I laughed for a minute, then realized how incredibly racist I look in other streams that aren't this one. Powerful name changer. Jesus Christ. You're gonna get canceled, and then you're gonna get everybody else canceled too. Alright, let's take a look at AVAX. Yeah, very similar. Unk Pow Pow, did you check the mutual info between all of those? I would assume that they're pretty similar to the total, but I could be wrong. I didn't check those. Plenty of room on HVP. Big changes in price are expected to the upside. For today, 70% chance you close below 85.15. You do have trend. You have plenty of room for volatility to take place, and it is currently above the due. Nice. Nice. Oh, those are what you sold puts in. Where are you selling puts? On Ledger X or on Delta? Fuck, I gotta get over there. Delta, gotcha. Yeah, I was actually looking at Delta as well, and their puts and calls were both priced cheaper than the Deribit ones. For buying premium, pretty powerful. All right. Solana had pretty low volatility as well, I think, on the hourly. They have better spreads to make people switch. Powerful. Yeah, maybe I'll transfer over to Delta, because if I can trade options on shit that's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, that'll be pretty damn powerful. We'll be able to take way more trades because I'm just stuck with these, I feel like. All right, for Solana, very low HVP on the hourly at 12. QCV turned up. Big changes in price are still expected to the upside. And Hearst is in trend as well. For the daily, plenty of room on HVP at 37. Not a random walk. Tulip Perp had low HVP, 4.93. This is just the list of stuff that is likely to move over the next couple of days. For Tulip Perp, you actually have a favorable environment for Delta traders on the hourly, as well as the QCV turned up and HVP being very, very low. Perp looks like this has started moving, entropy moving down, HVP moving up, QCV moving up. I think actually Tulip Perp and Perp look pretty damn good from a setup perspective. If I wanted to be directional, I should say that. They have strategy builder too. Nice. Last time I checked their UI, it was pretty shit, but that was a little while ago. They must have built up on it by now. I mean, honestly, who gives a shit about UI as long as their options are priced well. Uniswap, very low HVP on the hourly. HT Perp, looks like this has started rising already. Why did I include this? Yeah, I'm gonna remove Step Perp. And Toncoin, looks like this started already as well. Entropy moving down, QCV moving up, HVP moving up, HVC moving up. Yeah, Deribit did a decent amount of work on their UI. It's actually pretty good. But again, who gives a shit? As long as the option price makes sense, UI is really secondary, I feel like. All right, how did the day go? How's Bitcoin doing? Oh shit, nice. Nice, up to 43,402. How are we doing on the weekly? First expected move is at 47,472. So we got some room. For today, getting pretty close to the first expected move at 43,865. How's Ethereum doing? 3,118. Nice, powerful pump. And Nasdaq's not much in trouts. No, that's not what I want to look at. What do I want to look at? Oh, is Weebo's in here? ICO up 10% today, by the way. P-Ton up 20% today. Are we going back into lockdown or what? We're gonna put this one on the list. Might be a decent one to stall options on. All right. Well, if Delta has a shitload of options, I might just transfer all my shit over there. Like, I'm not too attached to this Ethereum position. I made money on it too. Yeah, okay, let me get that set up. We both posted in the Discord room too. Yes. All right, let's take a look. You're up to 267 followers now. Yeah, dude, we've we've made some strides. It's actually pretty crazy. It's actually pretty crazy that 261 people want to listen to what I have to say. Welcome everybody. I hope you guys stick around. I hope you guys stick around. Kobe retweet was very, very strong. I don't know why he deleted it, but hey, thank you for the thank you for the 100 followers in the half an hour that you had the tweet up. Much appreciated. Also, the dude like gifted like 100 subs. This shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. All right. Oil tickers juicing maybe. I love the names of his lists. Oil tickers juicing maybe. Probably didn't want to come across. Yeah, who knows? Honestly, it's it really doesn't matter. Like I appreciate the fact that he tweeted it at all, and 100 subs. That's nuts. That's nuts. One giveaway at 260, bro. What? Why you anti-create? Let's actually take a look at US oil. How is energy? We should check defense too. Ledger probably started crying. Ledger probably did start crying. I've been trying to hold back on you know, like I've been going off on Twitter on a couple of people for posting just silly TA shit like you should write in your journal and they'll somehow help you trade. And I've been kind of holding off on Ledger because I know, you know, him and Kobe hang out and Kobe has been nice enough, but I don't know. Oil getting to pretty crazy probabilities, somewhere between the 5 and the 1% cones. So betting long here is attempting to get somewhere between 4.32 heads in a row and 6.64 heads in a row. Can happen, is unlikely, and still not favorable to Delta traders. Let's actually set this to 0. See how we do for more drift-like environment. Yeah, better for some sort of drift entropy moving down with a 0 filter. Powerful entropy. I told him you had a camera. How's that going to help? Let's take a look at Lockheed Martin. Probably delete because he knows the power. If you leave it up, a place is gonna have more subs than you. Yeah. Yeah, powerful Lockheed Martin. Hearst has entered trend. This is pretty significant. This is pretty recent too, so likely does continue up as long as that does persist, and as long price is above the due. From a probability perspective, you know, you are making crazy bets here at 6.64 heads in a row. Well, you do have room for volatility. And Stow Wavy. Wavy? How do you say that? I don't know. Welcome. Yeah, for sure. Hey man, don't make fun of Vitas. He's a national treasure. Song request. I don't think we have that command, but let's see what songs you are trying to play. Yo, I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that at all. What the fuck? Welcome, but no song for you. Alright, let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, weekly HVP expanding as well. And from a weekly perspective, the big changes in price are expected to come to the upside. Pretty crazy from the moment's perspective to have that much excess kurtosis and that much skewness. But nevertheless, as long as price is above the due, I would expect the big changes to come to the upside. And to Wavi, welcome. All right, who sent me a list? Somebody sent me a list. Short list. Oil tickers juicing maybe too far. High short int. 3-day okay. I love the labels on here. Gold, silver. All right, let me import this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Weebos is here, but if you're looking for delta plays, like you could structure some volatility plays on stuff like this with HVP being so low. But where you are on probabilities, I personally wouldn't want to continue to bet long. I think there's probably better opportunities out there. But from a volatility perspective, decent. 9.59 for USO and USL being at 8.49. Decent for volatility. Likely, actually... No, I'm not going to call that yet. I'd be on a lookout for a down move in some of this stuff. But it's too early to tell, and I'm just gauging that off probability and the fact that there's likely volatility that's going to come into these markets. Let's take a look at UCO. Yeah, very similar across all of them. BNO. Lots of room for HVP expansion. Not much in the way of trend. The thing you're relying for as if you're trading deltas here is the entropy. But where you are in probabilities doesn't really make sense to continue betting that way. 3-day recent due cross. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is probably a bit better. You have trend, some possible positive autocorrelation, and QCV turned up. Plenty of room on HAP, although it is at 51, and you have entropy moving down above the due. Likely do see some upside here for METC. Free space binaural microphone. What are you sending me? What are you sending me, Bobby? Check out XOM. Let's take a look. This is Exxon. Damn. Oil went for a run. I mean, I know the people that look at like oil inventory and shit and general commodities inventory most of them are freaking out. They're freaking out about the fact that there is no inventory for anything, copper, aluminum, oil included. So if this is some sort of like a black swan thing where we have, you know, not inflation as the real Smintz likes to put it all the time, but some sort of another supply issue, we could see prices increase. But as far as trading goes, I think there are better trades to take from probability perspective. Plenty of room on volatility though. It is ear microphone. Oh my fucking god. This is not one of those streams. This is not one of those streams. This is a different type of stream. Oh my god. $400, Jesus. For 2 years. Why? Rough. Alright. Let's keep going through this. Also, what is this music? Please. There we go. All right, iMedia Brands. Yeah, decent QCV turned up. Volatility pretty damn high at 79 though, and SSR looks like it's starting to move from the mid band here, so does have pretty decent room. This one might be pretty good. You could manage on the do, on the mom, on the QCV, and some room for volatility, although nothing too extreme if you wanted to just make a bet on volatility. No more 5-minute grass music. Man, I want to be able to play good music, but it's just so fucking bad with the DMCAs. Royalty free. Alright. Promise? Mac from the stream last month turned into a juicer. Let's take a look. Oh shit. This did turn into a juicer. Man, the new SSR update is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. The fact that you've added the mid band to sort out, you know, what we should probably ignore and what's a little bit more significant, that made it crazy good. For this one, obviously we did miss it, but this is a fucking juicer. Holy shit! Getting to some crazy probabilities now too. Let's take a look at 19 bars back. Somewhere around the 0.4% probability cone. We went over it around January 20th. Did we? I remembered this one. I don't remember what was said about it necessarily, but I do remember you mentioning Mac Pharmaceuticals. This turned into a crazy juicer. We got to look for setups like this, especially with the QCV. With the new SSR, obviously that'll be fucking nice. And with HVP expansion, that's a crazy good setup. That's a crazy good setup. Oh, you can't hear me. Check. Check. Hello? Hello? Can people hear me? Okay, you guys hear me. Okay, good. Good. All right. All right. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Let's see how the market did. We'll do a quick little recap. I'm gonna move some of my shit over to Delta tomorrow. We'll take some, or today, excuse me, after the stream. We'll take some more trades tomorrow. Let's check over our list, see if any of this stuff moved. I think Maps was one. No, not quite yet. This one's still on declining volatility. Baba we missed, so I'm gonna take it off of this list. CRE started. TRX started. Hopefully Delta has some of these options plays on these will be pretty fucking cool. I'm gonna take ICP off of this as well. FTT is a tough one. I'm gonna leave this one on, fine. Ample, I'm gonna take off. Oxy's decent actually. Now the audio is all in Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estás? A la biblioteca. Tulip Polygon. Fully, yes, okay. All right, perfect. So I think maybe I'll share the full list here that I'm looking at so you guys can take a look. Let's go like this. So this is the stuff that we've been looking at today that is likely to move over the next 30 hours. I think some of these have started to move already. I'll be structuring some trades on them either today or tomorrow. If we miss them, we miss them. We'll take a look at some more setups tomorrow, and we will start trading probably Delta. If they have more access to options, they'll be way better. Let's do a quick little recap. We'll do a quick little recap of Bitcoin and traditionals, and then I'll let you go unless there is something else that you guys want to take a look at today. For Bitcoin, volatility remains very low, likely to expand over the next 30 days. HVP is still at 7. I think that's the most significant thing. Hearst has gone into mean reversion, and the first expected move for today is at 43,865. The thing on the weekly to look out for is the due, which is around the first expected move as well, at 47,472. Depending on how we close the week, that will form my directional bias in the coming weeks. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Very similar story on the weekly with the due. Volatility, historical volatility percentile is higher, but HVC is around the bottom band here, so likely we do see a spike in volatility this week or next week. Currently the big changes in price are expected to the upside. Hearst is still in trend. The first expected move for today is at 3,206. 70% chance we do close below that. Let's take a look at S&P 500. So we're not playing Whoopsie. No, we are not, my friend. Sorry. S&P 500 first expected move for today at 4,528. Likely we do see a spike of volatility as well, as the HVZ is very low and has been here for a pretty damn long period of time. Maybe this week, maybe the start of next week. We'll have to wait and see when that happens. This market is not a random walk, or unlikely to be in a random walk, so there is some sort of inefficiency that's likely to get traded away, and entropy still moving down. Prices below the due, so likely the big moves do still come to the downside as long as that persists. Not a good look, and not a good look on the weekly as well. closed last week below the do. First expected move to the upside is 4,585, to the downside 4,418. We'll keep an eye on those. Nasdaq looks worse with entropy moving down on the weekly. Price being below the do as well, and likely volatility to pick up across all indices, or most indices I should say. It does seem to be still in a rising volatility environment. Music is too loud. That's what it is. That's what it is. My apologies, guys. We'll get the volume sorted out. Still trying to figure everything out. All right. I hope you guys had an awesome start to your week. I hope you guys make lots of trades and make lots and lots of money. We will be back tomorrow. I'll do my best to get my shit over to Delta. I do actually want to start taking on some positions and showing those on the stream as well. It's strange because when I usually trade, you know, I structure my, especially when I go buy long premium, I usually look further out. It does help me to manage my expectations and just sort of take a lot of stress off of myself, not having to deal with them. But it doesn't make it too interesting for the stream as we wait, you know, 3-4 months for my positions to to get that nice volatility in there. We'll be doing some more shorter term stuff. If we can get options, that'll be fucking fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed the new stream setup too. We will be back tomorrow. Enjoy your Monday. Take care, guys. All right.